everybody. I'm K. Marie.
I'm Lou.
I'm Mary.
And we are
Murdere in the Midwest.
Welcome back, everybody. And as always, if you're looking for a podcast that gets straight to the point, that you don't hear any side conversation, you only want facts, this is not the podcast for you. And
Wrong
that is
place.
Okay. Exit stage left.
Left.
That way.
Go that
To
way.
the left, to the left. If you love what we do, we love you too. And we can't wait to jump into this new episode.
Yes.
the new season.
Yes.
Oh, wait, Mary, I should do this. Season 3.
Oh, yeah. It's 3.
And as we said, the theme for this season is Jilted Lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Jilted lovers.
Are you having unrequited love?
Have you ever been in that boat before?
Right. Is he doing you dirty?
Have it almost made you want to kill somebody?
You need to sit down and you need to think about it. Now, we talked about that last season. You need to sit down in a quiet place and think about it.
Sat down. Is it worth your freedom?
Right. But if it is, if that thing is thangin',
then listen to some of these episodes so you can get away with it.
You know
Yes.
what we should do? We should have a forum where you guys can write in anonymously and tell us about your stories of like how we're not gonna get you committed. Or
No, we're not.
promise.
We would never.
No.
We would never. This shit is kind of cool, so I'm just saying, like, you just tell us about how that one man had you fucked up, and you almost ended up on the first 48.
amen.
Oh, that's a good form.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Like, did you sit outside his job and watch to see what he was doing? We want to know about it.
Did
We
you
do.
slash
Did you
all
like
4 tires?
take his face cloth and say, "Hey, babe, does this smell like chloroform?" You know?
Ooh.
Like
Smell this for me.
just
Oh. That'd be bad.
Wake up naked and broke.
Mm-hmm.
making it afraid.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the story. And today we're talking about Mr. Timothy Bleifnick.
Bleifnick.
And
Well, Timothy. Okay, Timothy. Mm-hmm.
And so you guys know he was born on June 1st, 1983. He spent his early life in Quincy, Illinois.
Wait a minute, he young. He like right there with me. He 41.
Mm-hmm.
Lord jeez. Okay. Timothy, what you was doing?
He had graduated from a high school in Quincy, Illinois, and attained a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Quincy University.
Okay.
Some of his career highlights is that he played college football. He worked as a general manager of Quincy Recycle and gained a lot of prominence for being a community theater performer.
Okay, his last name was Quincy, and he worked for Quincy Recycling.
No, he lived in Quincy.
Quincy, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
His name
Which is
is
about
Timothy
an hour
Bleifnick.
from here.
Okay. Oh, you're the map today. Come on now.
I'm the map.
I'm the map.
I'm the motherfucking map.
I'm the map. Map got a girl with a face in my lap.
Hey.
Somewhere in a head.
Oh.
Unserious we are.
So I don't know if the name rings any bells with you guys, but let's give a little description. He stands at 5'11". He has brown hair, brown eyes. Pretty average looking guy, right? When you think about it, white guy, 5'11", brown hair, brown
That
eyes.
sounds average, yeah.
Well, here's where you may recognize him from. He was actually a contestant on Family Feud. And it was one very popular episode where Steve Harvey the question was, what is one thing, I'm going to actually get the exact question.
Oh, brother.
Oh, my God.
And the question that was asked was, what's the biggest mistake you made at your wedding? He responded, honey, I love you, but said I do.
All hell.
And everybody's like,
All hell.
Steve is like,
Oh, shit.
and he's like, I'm joking.
No, you wasn't.
No.
You would not say that on national TV if your ass was joking.
He said, I'm joking. I was just trying to make it funny.
Oh, okay.
I'm just being funny. Y'all so crazy.
Timothy. I feel like
Timmy Turner.
Look, Tim.
Thank you.
Timmy! pass me my cup when you get done?
Timmy.
Don't get your face on the mic this time.
Right.
Bottle service.
Right. Ooh, and she's doing ASMR too. And look at.
They're gonna be like, I'm so mad at you. Oh no, I don't need a refill. I just needed my cup.
She said you gonna get some more in this cup.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, Timothy.
Timmy.
No, Tim.
Oh, what was that show with Timmy was the kid and he had
The Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh my goodness, yes. Mm-hmm. Timmy.
With Cosmo and Wanda.
Yeah.
And Icky Ficky. You're so icky. Without a thing around you makes me so sicky. Okay. He was married to beautiful Rebecca. So, from this point, we're gonna call her Becky, though.
Ooh,
With the good hair.
we don't know what her hair was like.
Let me look it up.
Semi good hair. It was alright. That mean it was a.
So she was a mother of 3.
Okay.
She worked as a nurse at Blessing Hospital in Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
She received the Daisy Award, which recognizes the caring kindness that nurses provide to their patients.
I thought you was gonna say that she was a daisy when she was a little girl.
No.
Dang.
Sorry.
I was a brownie.
Pretty.
Oh, she has some nice hair. Come on, Becky.
Okay, Old Navy sweater dress.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
those I used to love those for the record. And her boys look really cute.
Oh.
Look at that little smile, little fat little cheeks.
So
There's Tim's old broke hair.
we're gonna jump right into it.
Right, he looked nasty.
He's like, I do.
Dumbass.
I'm joking. So,
Wow.
if you haven't guessed, Becky did die. And on the night of her murder, Becky was home alone. Her 3 boys were staying at their father's house. Tim and Becky were split.
Mm-hmm.
He lived about a mile away. They were actually in the process of getting a divorce. Police determined that the killer had broken into Becky's home by prying open an upstairs window in one of the children's bedroom. They later found tool marks on the window
to see that it was pried open.
Yeah, exactly. Inside Becky's house, there was a partial shoe print found near the point of entry. Nothing appeared to be stolen, and neighbors didn't see or hear anything.
How close were the neighbors, does it say?
It doesn't.
Okay. Because I'm not familiar with Quincy, so I don't know what their neighborhoods are like or
Quincy
whatever.
is like a big subdivision.
Okay.
It's like right next to like Manhattan, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because it used to be a big like farmland area, big open fields. Kind of how like if you like go over the next
South
few
Crown
streets,
Point.
how it look is all like just nothing but empty field, and now they building up houses and stuff over there. So it's like newer
construction.
Yeah.
So the houses aren't super far apart is my point.
Okay.
So if something was going on,
Somebody would hear
think
something.
somebody would hear something.
And so, there were small shreds of plastic found around her body.
Shreds of plastic.
Yeah, so they thought it was really strange. And the county state's attorney, Josh Jones, they actually did like a 48-hour special on this.
Okay.
And he was just kind of like, okay, what is this?
That's odd. Shreds of plastic.
When the pieces were examined later, they were actually determined to be parts of an Aldi grocery store bag.
But why would it be shredded by your... Okay, I'm gonna listen. Lou's gonna not interrupt right now. We're gonna listen to the story because I'm just confused.
This is just evidence that was put out there. Pieces of wood from Becky's door was found at the crime scene. Okay. Which led led the investigators to believe that the killer had violently kicked in the door. And they also found 8 spent 9mm shell casings at the scene. So what they determined was they believed that the intruder entered her home around 1:11 a.m. on February 23rd, 2023.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that was last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, I thought this was a minute ago.
He had did the Family Feud
a while ago
because they were still
married at that point,
they weren't
right?
in the process of divorce yet. And then they were.
I'm sure that whole Family Feud episode helped that divorce right the fuck along.
Sent it all the red, like okay,
all the red flags was in that one.
Because they were determined, they were able to determine that she had dialed 911 on her cell phone at that time. So that's what made them believe that.
That's when things started to go down.
Yes.
When she called 911, were there statements that were made, or was it just sound? Or
so she actually dialed 91126 before her phone was knocked out of her hands.
Oh shit!
As the killer entered her bedroom. Investigators found her phone behind the bedroom door.
Oh, God.
So she actually never got the call to 911 out.
Oh.
Yeah. When police began investigating the murder, they spoke to Becky's next door neighbors. They had a security camera set up in their driveway, which ran along the side of Becky's house. Mm-hmm. Their camera didn't capture anything on the night of the murder, but it did capture something unusual about 24 hours earlier. At 1:05 a.m., a person was seen walking down the driveway towards the back of Becky's house. And what appeared to be that same person was seen again 48 minutes later, this time walking in the opposite direction. So they got video evidence of a person walking to the back of her house, being back there for almost an hour, and then leaving.
And so what was that person doing?
Exactly. Then it was determined that the camera also captured a similar incident about a week earlier on February 14th.
That makes it seem like whoever was stalking her was looking for points of entry into that home.
The best way to get in that home.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, officers went around Becky's entire neighborhood trying to find more surveillance video. They were able to find some from a house and from a bus barn that showed a person riding a bike in the direction of Becky's house right before the murder, and then the opposite direction right after. So they were able to get film. There was somebody on a bike riding towards her house before the murder took place, and then there was somebody riding on that bike leaving from her house after.
And honestly, I've always thought, like, when we've talked about some of our previous cases where vehicles have gotten people in trouble, I have always thought, why don't people pick an alternate route of transportation? Cars are so easily identifiable by parking stickers, by driver's license plates, by markings that are on the car, because those cars do have to be registered, right? Whereas if you get a very basic bike, like you get a Schwinn, everybody got a Schwinn. How you know it's my Schwinn? Right.
So, authorities began to suspect that the person seen on the bike was the same person seen in the neighbor's driveway videos, because every time a person was seen in the driveway, a person was seen riding a bike down the road prior to that. Mm-hmm.
So it's like catching their whole movement.
Yeah, it's getting the whole timeline of, okay, this person comes in on a bike, they put their bike somewhere, then they walk to the back of her house, they're back there for an hour, they walk back up, then they get on their bike and they leave.
Or what if that freak nasty was just back there watching her? Oh. That's nasty. Ugh.
So, the only problem with the surveillance videos was that the person seen in them was unidentifiable. They could only say that the bike did not appear to have reflectors on the wheels. So it was like, okay, we're pretty sure that the person on this bike is the person that broke into her house and killed her, but there's nothing like giving away who this person is. Mm-hmm. Becky's sister and brother-in-law, Sarah and Brett Riley, learned of Becky's murder. They say one person came to mind as the prime suspect: Becky's estranged husband, Tim Blythnick.
Right.
So they're like, they find out about the murder and they're like, y'all need to check Tim.
Tim ain't been right since that damn Family Feud episode. Just saying. And they probably had suspicions before then.
Mm-hmm. So, Sarah Riley told investigators that Becky and Tim were going through a contentious divorce, and that's when Tim became a person of interest. Mm-hmm. Divorce documents indicate that the couple had been fighting over money, the marital home, and custody of their 3 children.
You know what I find? Like, here's a little public service announcement. Please get a freaking prenup. Don't fight. Like, and I know that maybe the talk of prenup can cause an argument, but it's better to just have the argument to begin with, to be at the end, because everyone generally starts out at this point of love, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come together for some reason. But at the end of the day, when the gloves are off and you don't love each other anymore, there's nothing that you want from each other anymore, things get real fucked up. Mm-hmm. Sign a damn prenup. Already have a plan in place, and really think of it like in a way of, this is not something that we're looking to use, but this is so that we can have a clear exit if it's needed. Like, if I ever get married, a prenup is what is happening. Mm-hmm. That's just it. That's all. It's not a negotiating point for me. If you want me, this is something that I need for my peace of mind. Period. Because first of all, we should know what we're going to do with our kids. Mm-hmm. We should know what we're going to do with this house. We should know what we're going to do with our retirement, with our money, with whatever we have. And the stuff that I have before I meet you, you are not entitled to. Sorry. And guess what? The stuff you have before I met you, I'm not entitled to that either. That's just it. That's sad.
Yeah. And we were actually talking about the whole prenup thing. What was that, yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Prenups are a must, man.
So, more than a year before Becky's death, she sent her sister this text. You ready?
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it's about to be bad.
If something ever happens to me, please make sure the number one person of interest is Tim, as that is who would do something to me. I'm putting this in writing that I'm fearful he will somehow harm me, come after me, or will try to stick something to me that takes me away from the kids or the kids away from me. He has already lied multiple times to paint himself as a victim and me as the perpetrator, when it is absolutely the other way around. No, I have not sent this to mom or dad, so I don't want them to be out of their minds with worry.
What was that man doing to her?
This text was actually prompted by, one of Becky's colleagues, one of the nurses that she knew, was actually murdered by her partner.
Oh, damn.
And so this is what made her send this text to her sister.
So it's just going down in Quincy.
It's crazy out there. Like, dead ass. It's like a more of a uppity bougie, rich, not rich, but middle class, upper middle class mm-hmm. type thing. And it's just like, you could tell, like, just being out there, just from like the time I've spent out there, you can just tell it's people who they make marriage and kids look so glamorized on the outside, but on the inside you can just tell that motherfuckers are going through a custody mm-hmm. battle, a nasty divorce, and they just trying to stick it out for the kids or try to make shit look better than what it is. But mm-hmm. no.
That's such a crazy statement to me too. That whole we gonna stick together for the kids.
I ain't sticking together for shit. Fuck you and them kids.
Why would you want your kids to see this unhealthy relationship?
Right, because
then they get older and they think like
that's what normal.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, like, I'm not a person that being a person that went through a divorce, be very, very quiet. And it's not for the sake of you, oh, I'm filing for divorce, and you throwing it in their face, or y'all constantly bickering and fight. You don't know what your significant other is gonna do. Mm-hmm. They don't know what you gonna do.
Because people can turn so fast.
Mm-hmm. When I tell you, like, after I got divorced, it was the most eeriest, mm-hmm. scariest feeling, because you don't know, especially like being on a Zoom call and you're in a house going through a divorce. Like, mm-hmm. you're not at the court because of the way everything felt with COVID. But every single day, you are just like, I don't know what this person is capable of, mm-hmm. you know. But of course, like you said, the detectives, the police, the first person that they always go to is the spouse.
But the fact that she sent that message and in that way, mm-hmm. that made me feel like, what was he saying or doing to her?
You know.
And the fact, like, how was he making himself seem like a victim? What could she have possibly been doing to him mm-hmm. to make him seem like he's the damn victim in this situation?
And it also could have been like a preliminary thing. Like, even in my situation, I didn't feel like I was necessarily going to be harmed, but I knew what he could have been capable of. So I alerted my job. I'm like, hey, just letting you know, this is what's happening, and if something happens, this is who will probably have a direct involvement. I'm not tied up in a lot of shit with people. I don't really, you
don't be bickering back and forth.
I don't be bickering back and forth. So this is, who did it. Or even if I'm out on dates, or even if I go link up with somebody, I'm sending y'all my information, y'all my location, because you can never be too sure.
Because
you're not about to play Clue with my life.
Right. And not only that, this is how I really feel about it, and maybe this is a little reckless, but if somebody kill me, I want them to get fried. Like, I just do. I want them to get the chair. I don't want it to be a guessing game of, oh my God, what happened to her? Where did she go? No, I want y'all to know.
And now they gotta be dead.
Go get them.
In my family, y'all don't play about me. So my family, they don't fight fair. Like, everybody look at us, oh, they so nice, calm and quiet. Nah.
Never thought that.
Family full of psychos.
Yeah.
Never thought that about you.
No, well, not sane.
I'm gonna tell you, my family, you know the stories. Them women, them older women in my family,
they don't play.
They don't play
Our
that.
elevators go to the top, but it just gets stuck between the second to the last floor and the last floor.
Like, when it open up, you only gonna see the head.
Yeah, and eyes is like, like, what?
Right.
It glitches.
I can just tell you, one of my aunties put their husband in a trunk at gunpoint. So
yeah.
What did he do?
What did he do? He did what he did.
And he didn't do it again.
In that trunk.
I know.
Right.
He never did it again, I tell you that.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I know.
They'd be fine.
But yeah, so that's all I'm saying. But yeah, this man over here playing the damn victim after he done got on TV talking about something he should have never said yes. That throws me off.
So, as the investigation continues, the authorities find this bike.
They find this bike.
That was a warning to everybody.
Yeah.
That was like, she sent, well, I know the message is probably after the fact that the show aired.
Yeah.
So even with the time frames, it was kind of like a preliminary warning. So when people say shit like that, you just be like,
no, wait a minute. No, wait, one cotton pick a minute.
We might want to get
I still just think it's crazy for him to say what he said.
You say that, we getting divorced tomorrow.
Honey, I love you, but I
do. No ma'am, no ham.
And it was like no laughter. It was like,
because everybody was
like
appalled. They were all appalled. Everybody in the audience was appalled. Steve was appalled. All the family members was like, what?
Steve looked at him like,
no.
He looked at him like this.
Right. Handlebar didn't even go up. It just went.
He was like,
Well,
right.
So like I said, as the investigation continued, authorities found the bike with no reflectors on the wheels, just like the one they seen on these videos. And it was found less than half a block from Tim's residence.
Damn it, Tim. Now, you was doing good, Tim. I thought you was doing good with having a bike and not a car. But you a damn idiot and parked it a half a mile away from your house.
Not a half a mile, half a block.
Half a block, sir.
You left it on the corner.
Timmy. Timmy. You're messing up, bud.
Fucking up.
So, after finding the bike and armed with the knowledge of the contentious divorce, investigators executed a search warrant on Tim's house in the car. And he actually stood there as they did the search.
Okay.
On March 13th, 2023, just over 2 weeks after Becky's death, Tim, seen in his booking photo, he was arrested and charged with her murder. When he was arrested, it did make national news, mostly because of his appearance on Family Feud and
he brought a whole bunch of attention to himself.
Tim sat down for an exclusive interview with 48 Hours. He insists he is innocent. He says the idea of murdering someone, let alone the mother of my kids, is not any part of who I am.
Sir, we believe you're lying.
Going back, on May 23rd, 2023, Exactly 3 months after Becky was murdered, Tim went on trial for her murder.
Okay. That was quick.
Yeah, they were like,
we ain't got time.
Quincy is very.
They were like,
small.
you said speedy trial, Speedy Gonzalez on your ass.
Yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez.
We run into the courthouse, y'all. It's happening. It's going down.
We arrested him. You know what? Don't even take him to the police station. Take him straight to the
courthouse.
We're gonna go ahead and get this done right now.
Right.
Matter of fact, we about to just call up a random ass jury anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah, y'all too.
You.
Come on down.
Wait, we need 3 more people. Okay.
You. All right, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Judge.
We ready. We ready.
All right. So, prosecutor was Josh Jones. He described the last moments of Becky's life in his opening statement to the jury. He says the defendant looked down at Becky. He pointed the gun at her and he pulled the trigger. When Tim's defense attorney, Casey Schnack, addressed the jury, she told them that the case was just dripping with reasonable doubt.
Girl.
And that just because Becky and Tim were going through a contentious divorce, it doesn't mean that he killed her. Prosecutors
oh, bitch, please, ho.
Prosecutors laid out the evidence, they say,
Girl.
points to Tim, starting with odd pieces of Aldi bags that were found around Becky's body. They told the jury that they found these stacks of Aldi bags during the police search of Tim's home. Which, who ain't never got an Aldi bag before?
Everybody done got an Aldi bag.
So I don't know if that's necessarily evidence.
It's not. It's just
you're not
weird.
showing anything where the Aldi bag was used to in her murder.
Right. Like, does the Aldi bag have his prints on it, or something in that? I mean, I have Aldi bags in my trunk from yesterday. Like, that isn't one thing or another, but I think it's odd. Like, did they ever piece together why there were shreds of the Aldi bag? Like,
right. That's what I want to know.
I don't understand.
I'll tell you what this.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to explain that Aldi bag.
Okay.
Prosecutor Josh Jones says he fired through that Aldi bag either in an attempt to muffle the sound or to catch his shell casings.
The plastic Aldi bag?
I would see it to catch the shell casings. That makes sense. If you put the bag around the gun, then when it fires, it's not going to silence anything, but all your casings are going to fall into the bag.
Even though they still found 9 casings there.
Oh, he sucks.
Because the bullets, the casings is going to be hot. It would melt through the bag.
And that's what the bag and the bricks
the bullets are hot.
So
he's bad at
They
killing.
Also found...
Don't ask me how I know that, y'all.
Numerous searches on Tim's cell phone. Y'all want to know what these searches said?
How to kill someone
and
get away
it
with
said how to break into a house. How to break into a house.
How to silence a gun.
And how to make a clean getaway.
Where to purchase a
Were they right? Is that right?
So close. So it's 3 searches. And the fact that y'all gave 3 away is crazy. So, first one. How to open my door with a crowbar.
See what I mean?
How to break in a house. That's what she said.
Uh-huh.
How to make a homemade pistol silencer. That's what you said.
The silencers are illegal.
And you said how to get away with it. The third search was how to clean gunpowder off your hands.
Dumbass. Tim. Why don't you know what? Look. Don't do this on your computer or your phone. We have said this so many times.
Go to the library, dumbass.
Right. Go. How about you have a work computer, right? And everybody use the word computer. Most of the time, most jobs, at least the ones that I have worked at, and I mean even corporate, like Forbes 500 companies, do not require for you to put your log in. Like, once the computer is open, anybody can search anything on it. So you can say anybody searched it, right? Or if you don't want to do that and you don't want to be anywhere close to it, go to an internet cafe. A lot of times internet cafes, if you are in a city, like he's not that far from Chicago, you go to an internet cafe, they'll have a mutual computer that you can use, a laptop or something of that sort.
A library.
They got this nasty ass cat cafe around the corner.
Go there. Shit. Don't do it on your phone, I'll tell you that. On your laptop or your tablet. Oh, let me look this up, sir.
Mm-hmm. If I clear my history.
No, it don't work that way. It's there.
It's there. So that goes to y'all, all y'all out there that think if you clear your history, they ain't gonna be able to know what you've been doing.
They about to know.
We know what you've been doing, nasty.
Uh-huh.
You little nasty. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Your FBI agent gonna text your phone like,
really, bro?
Right.
Really, bro?
Don't do it, bro.
Knock off the nonsense.
So, Prosecutor Josh Jones told the jury that during the investigation, information was downloaded off of Tim's phone, and it was discovered that he had a Facebook account under the name John Smith. Now, I know you may be wondering, what the heck does this have to do with it? Go ahead and ask me.
What does John Smith have to... A Facebook account with John Smith.
Go ahead and ask me.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to guess. Was he catfishing her and acting like he was somebody that wanted to date her?
No.
Okay.
You get one guess.
He was probably trying to stalk her moves from a distance.
That John Smith guy, was actually looking at a bike for sale.
Oh, he bought the Schwinn.
A blue Schwinn.
Oh, it was a Schwinn! Stop!
A blue Schwinn without reflectors on the wheels.
I'm going to tell you, if you want a bike, a Schwinn or a Huffy, those is nice bikes. The seats are comfortable on your ass. I'm just saying, you know.
Prosecutors also told the jury that police found a crowbar in Tim's basement. They called an expert to the stand who testified that she compared the tool marks left on the window that was pried open at Becky's house. While there were microscopic consistencies, she couldn't say with certainty that this crowbar made those marks. The prosecution also presented these spent shell casings which were found in Tim's home. An expert testified that she compared them to the shell casings found at the crime scene and determined that 27 of them had been fired from the exact same gun used in the murder.
I'm done with him.
Damn.
He just wants to leave evidence everywhere.
He's a messy murderer.
He sure is. He don't have no nothing. He ain't never watched a dang on First 48 or Discovery Plus, or he ain't even watched Law and Order, apparently.
Now, y'all, I am convinced that his attorney was a public defender.
Oh, please tell me why.
Miss Casey. She says Tim's defense attorney discounts the prosecution's evidence. She says that the expert's opinion concerning the shell casings is subject to human error. And she suggests that everyone in town has stacks of Aldi grocery store bags in their house, and therefore it's not incriminating.
Okay.
She also pointed out that the bike that was found doesn't have Tim's DNA on it. And
well, most of the time people ain't riding the bike naked, so of course it ain't gonna have his DNA on it. What are we talking about here, ma'am?
And
if you get on the bike or you go check a bike and it's got DNA, you really need to wonder about that person, because who's riding around on the bike booty butt naked?
She also pointed out, she said, prosecutors can't say for sure whether that bike that was found is the same bike from the surveillance video.
Okay.
She insists it's not Tim in the videos.
Okay, and how does she determine that?
We ain't got time for that.
Oh, okay.
She also...
We're not going to go on evidence, y'all. Okay, go.
She also pointed out that there was no day or time to when those searches on Tim's phone were conducted. She suggests they could have been done after the murder.
This bitch is definitely a public defender.
That sounds like a public defender to me.
Defense attorney Casey says she believes investigators should have given more weight to the idea that it could have been an intruder who killed Becky in a break-in gone wrong,
but nobody stole
even though
anything.
nothing was missing.
But there was a person who was in her backyard multiple times in a row for an hour, but it was just a random intruder, ma'am.
It was a break-in gone wrong.
A break-in gone wrong. Okay, honey.
Is she still a public defender?
She points out that the investigators never found shoes to match the partial shoe print found inside Becky's house. And Tim says, I'm innocent. I didn't kill Becky.
Well, that makes it true.
Prosecutors insisted this murder was not committed by a random prowler. It was an execution, Prosecutor Josh Jones told them. This was somebody who was there with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it somewhere in here, but I don't. But
what type of daddy was he? That's what I want to know.
She was shot multiple times. And I'll find the number. I have it on the other tablet, but she was shot multiple times. Okay.
I want to know, though, what kind of dad was he? Because, like, clearly he was fighting for her not to have custody. He didn't want her to have a life, obviously, in the things that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, was he even a good dad?
You know what? I don't know. They don't have a lot of information on his background. Most of the stuff that's come out about Becky is like her family and stuff speaking as far as like after the murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find this very weird.
Odd.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy godparents.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if I can find how many times she was shot because it was a lot.
And you know that comes with the animosity. Random people are not going to just shoot you over and over and over and over again.
So she was just 41 years old when on February 23rd, 2023, her father is actually who discovered her body.
Oh.
He found her body on the bathroom floor of her Quincy, Illinois home, and she had been dead for hours. She was shot a total of 14 times.
Yeah, no, that was definitely Tim's ass.
And none of the wounds were immediately fatal.
So she was still alive and bled to death? Oh, he a piece of shit.
Where were the kids?
They were at his house.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
And so, yeah, that's why I'm like, for her to be like it was a break-in going wrong or whatever.
Yeah, no.
No.
Nah, baby girl, no.
Not 14 times.
She definitely got her shit online. Because a break-in gone wrong, they would shot you once or twice and got the hell up out of there.
Got the hell out of there.
Whatever they was gonna get.
So they so as I said, the kids were staying with the father, and so Tim says that he couldn't reach Becky on the 23rd, and so he contacted her father.
Oh, so you
what
sick
made
that
the father go over there.
You know what? Ooh.
He said, "Hey,
he's cold. That's some cold." You sent her dad to go find his baby murdered.
He said, "Hey, I haven't been able to get a hold of her either. I'm gonna go over to the house." Yeah, he sent the father over there. So basically what happened is the person had climbed up they had scaled the house. There was a patio chair that was pulled over. That's how they got
up there.
Yeah. They walked past Becky's windows in her bedroom, and then they went to a room of one of the boys and they pried it open. Then they went to her bedroom, kicked in the door. Becky ran to the bathroom, and then that's when she was shot 14 times. Yeah.
That is a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even make an animal suffer like that. Like, how are you going to shoot her 14 times and let her bleed to death?
It's the calling, her daddy. Like, hey.
That's sinister. Really, it is.
Go ahead. Go over there. I haven't been able to get a hold of her. Anyway, so it had been 7 months since the death of Becky and a month since Tim was sentenced for his crime. Rebecca's family, they were moving on with the healing process. They said we, quote unquote, we lost Becky, but they lost, as far as the kids, referring to the boys, we lost Becky, but they lost their mother and their father, said Riley. Riley says the boys continue to do everything young kids do growing up, going to school, taking field trips, playing football. Everything about these activities themselves are normal, but now, one vital piece is missing each and every time. A football game is a normal thing to do, watching the boys play, but, the fact that their parents aren't there to watch them, that's what's missing. So Tim was actually sentenced to 3 life sentences in August. But he continues to maintain his innocence and denies killing his wife on the night of February 23rd.
Oh,
shit. They're really good for that.
Yeah.
The ones that are super guilty.
Yeah.
They will try to cry innocence.
Look at Quincy crime rate.
Riley says that Tim will always assert his innocence. She said that he was never able to admit to fault or even compromise in life or marriage prior to this happening. She says, I think that he truly believes that he is not at fault for this and that's his own sick and twisted mental illness. But none of us are surprised that Tim is claiming innocence. He has nothing else to lose, so why would he do anything different?
Right.
And so, yeah. It's an extremely sad story.
At least it doesn't sound like he didn't try to appeal, right?
No.
Thank God.
So here's some more things that came from Tim out of the 48 News. So they actually talked to Shannon Zanger, who was Becky's close friend. Shannon said that when she'd come over, we'd talk husbands as wives do. She felt like she was shouldering most of the load. I thought, man, I really have a partner here, and she doesn't seem to have that partnership.
That's right.
Shannon and Sarah say the relationship only became more strained when Becky decided to go back to school and become a nurse. Sarah Riley said this was about Tim, that he not only did he not support her, he did not increase his time with the boys. While Tim acknowledges that
wait a minute. So he didn't support her, but he didn't actually increase his time with his children, but now he wants full custody?
And Tim actually acknowledges that he wasn't in favor of Becky taking on a career in nursing.
Because what, he would have to do more work?
He says it was out of concern of her well-being. He said because of the stress piece of it.
Sir, you don't give a shit about her well-being.
So he was asked, were you worried you'd have to pick up more of the work with the kids? He said, not at all. I've always been involved with the kids every day. In January 2021, after 11 years of marriage, Tim is actually the one that filed for divorce. Although he wouldn't discuss the specifics of why he filed, he hinted that it had to do with what he saw as change in Becky's personality after she became a nurse. He said that she struggled with patience. Money. He said she struggled with patience and stress a lot, especially when it came to the kids, and it created some conflict.
I don't like Tim.
Sarah Riley, the sister, says Tim is just making excuses, and she believes the reason Tim filed for divorce is because he couldn't control Becky. She says Becky was a loving mother and tried in vain to salvage the marriage. She says that she wanted to go to marriage counseling with him, but he refused.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that some shit?
So Tim was asked, he said, they asked him, I don't understand why it got so contentious if you were the one who wanted to get out as far as the marriage. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, I was the one that wanted to get out, and I tried on several occasions, but there are details that that are hard to talk about that happened in the divorce.
Sir, you're up for charges of murder. You can't talk about it now? Like, not even to save your own skin?
In the months after Tim filed for divorce, Becky began voicing concerns about Tim's behavior. She sent a text to a friend and said, he has screamed in my face, he shoved me in front of the kids, and he has thrown things across the room.
So he abusive too.
She texted another friend, I truly believe Tim has serious mental health problems and he's becoming more vengeful and unpredictable. But Tim says it was Becky who was vengeful.
I bet she was.
He says she told people I had an affair, which is untrue. She tried to tell people that I was an alcoholic, which is untrue. She was telling people these things because she was angry about the divorce. At one point...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause. He can't talk about why he actually wanted a divorce. But he wanted one. He didn't spend a lot of time with his kids. But he wanted his kids. He says she was vengeful and spiteful, and none of the stuff she was saying was true. He is a extreme gaslighter, like to the
narcissistic personality disorder.
That's a lot.
So, at one point, Tim actually sought an order of protection against Becky.
Boy, what is Becky doing to you? Please tell me.
He alleged Becky stalked and harassed him.
But you in her backyard for hours.
He also referenced...
And they still lived in the same house, right?
When they separated, they lived separately.
Okay.
He also referenced an incident where he said Becky had become combative during a disagreement at a parent-teacher night.
What did the teacher say? Was she combative? Or was it just his words?
Right.
Listen. So Becky, this is on a cell phone video. Becky says, I'm asking for the letter. Tim says, stop. I'm asking you to stop harassing me and stop following me. Becky, I'm not harassing you. I'm asking you. He offered video of the incident as proof, actually. Tim says, I will make a copy for you. Becky says, I don't want you to tape me. Don't tape me. Tim says, then stop this. Stop doing this. She says, don't tape me. I don't. He says, then stop doing this. She says, I didn't ask you to tape me. So, they were talking and they were like, do you really, Aaron Moriarty said, do you really think she was trying to hurt him in that video? And Casey Schnack actually said, I don't think anybody was trying to hurt anybody. I think you have two parents that were having a disagreement and didn't know how to deal with. Casey Schnack, as we've already discussed, is one public of Tim's defender. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, let me look this up. His
public defender. She got her degree on online Indiana Wesleyan.
Ooh, Casey, getting my degree on my own time.
Oh yeah, it costs her.
Oh, she got a 2% review
because she sucks. She only got 2.5 stars, y'all. She ain't doing great.
Casey comments body language on 48 Hours read is very arrogant to me. All the evidence points directly at her client, but she defends him anyway. Fame and money, no conscience by either of them.
She's doing her job. Now that I don't agree with. A defender is a defender, and sometimes they can defend pieces of shit. They have to do their job.
Just about getting herself paid. Her mistakes are going to cost you a whole lot to get out of. I would not be surprised if the other party pay her to make a report sway to their side. This is crazy. Nobody likes her.
So Sarah, the sister, she actually recommended Becky seek out domestic abuse organization. Becky actually did filing for an order of protection against Tim. She alleged that Tim had entered her residence without permission.
Well, clearly.
She also said that he repeatedly falsified interactions between the two, but the order of protection was not granted. A judge did ultimately...
Because he already did the whole preemptive.
Yeah.
She's harassing me. I'm so scared.
A judge did ultimately order them to stay away from each other's residence, except when exchanging their kids. And the judge also ordered Tim to return a 9mm handgun that Becky had gifted him when they were together.
You know what I find interesting too? I'm surprised that the judge didn't have them bring the children to a neutral place.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that happens when things get too contentious between the parents. They'll have them meet at a neutral place so that they're not at either one of the homes. So exchange them at the police station or exchanging them at a local McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, out here they have specific areas. So, there's one by the courthouse. It's not in the courthouse.
It's just close to it.
Yeah. So, So, like I said, the judge had actually ordered him to return a 9mm handgun that Becky had gifted him. Because he was, into recreational shooting, but the gun was in her name. Becky never got the gun back, though, and it was a 9mm handgun that was actually used to kill her. Tim's response was, I have not seen that gun in 3 years.
He a liar.
Have it. Becky was
Wait,
killed.
Hold on. I didn't see that gun. I haven't seen it in 3 years.
Was that 14? Nah.
Right.
Becky was killed 1 week before the divorce case was set to go to trial.
He's a loser. That's wild. This whole story is wild. Timothy gets on my nerves.
Yep. Tim, like I said, he still says he's innocent. He's like, I'm not a violent person. I'm not an angry person. I've never been that way.
I don't believe you, Tim. I just don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
There's nothing about this story that's believable, sir.
And not the lawyers looking sketchy after I looked them up. They look sketchy as hell.
Girl.
They look like the Simpsons characters.
They were stated that he was somebody who wanted to control the relationship. He wants to control how people perceive him. Tim denied that, of course.
But he sounds like a person that wants to control because You were fine when she was under your thumb, but as soon as she wanted to educate herself, oh, I didn't want her to be a nurse because she was so stressed.
Because the stress of it.
No, it was because she was getting freedom for herself. She was getting the opportunity to support herself, and you didn't like that. Like, why not let her be great? What's the problem with that?
So, Tim actually says, he was like, no, he says she wasn't the one that was emotionally abused. I tried to create space. I tried to stay out of her life. And Tim says he actually has an alibi for the time of the murder.
Ooh, what's his alibi?
He was home with their 3 kids.
Oh my God. No, you left them kids?
They were sleeping over that night because Becky had asked him to keep them an extra night. She told him that she wasn't feeling well, and he said that's fine.
Likely story.
What I want to know is, how do you have the audacity to kill the mother of your children while your children are in your home?
Josh Jones, the prosecutor, he said this man was like, okay.
He was like, bullshit.
Okay. If you're a random intruder, why do you go to the second floor window? You go past not just one window, but 3 windows that are possible entrance points, and you just happen to get lucky that it's a little boy's room that's not there that night. But you know, they kind of did this whole back and forth thing of there's no evidence, whatever the case may be. So
that motherfucker did it.
Yeah, she about to ask us, did he do it? He did that.
He did that shit.
He did that.
Y'all don't believe him?
I do not believe him. Like I said, the first thing is the Family Feud episode, where he is saying that his regret was saying yes or whatever. I do. Like, he uttered that. That was
loud and clear.
Honey, I love you, but I do.
Yeah. So that's the first problem.
He said, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, you're not, motherfucker.
Right. My second problem is his pieces to his divorce saying that he wanted custody of his kids even though he didn't do much for his kids. That is a clear problem for me. The third,
somebody could put up the argument of, well, he didn't do nothing for his kids, so what motive would he have to kill her to get the kids? Maybe it was just a random break-in.
That to me is manipulation. The only reason he wanted them kids was to harm her. Not that he actually wanted them to do anything good by them. He wanted them to actually hurt her, because if he had custody and she didn't have her kids, it would make her squirm. There are people who are that manipulative out here in this world. So, and like I said, I definitely did not like the fact that he was all up in arms about her being educated. Yeah. Those are signs. People who don't want you to be independent.
They don't want you to get any better. Like
they don't want you to better yourself. They don't want you to have any form of inkling of independence or self-thought or self-love or care.
Like, I don't want you to be above me.
Right. I want you to always be under my thumb.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Those are, to me, in my opinion, narcissistic tendencies.
We talked about red flags.
And them is some red ones. Dancing all over them.
Bright red, neon.
Right. Waving them like the ones when they telling you to come in from the NASCAR races, they waving them suckers like.
Fix your pillow.
Thanks.
Gone, Barry.
Now you just gotta.
I don't know what the other one is somewhere floating around here. Yeah, your nieces.
She said, I don't know about that. I didn't do
that. Get the poo poo.
She said, I don't think I did that.
Well, y'all, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to end this week's episode. Thank y'all so much for hanging with us. Y'all know y'all can hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
YouTube, what you're watching us on right now.
Like and subscribe. Share this video. Share.
On all platforms, please share us. Yes. Share us to a friend. Even if every person that watches us just shares it to one person, it will definitely help us.
Your coworkers, y'all know how y'all just be sitting up there talking about the first 48, and y'all know y'all be watching y'all comfort shows and shit.
Or you riding it, right? You riding in the car, put it on so they can hear it. Don't give them the opportunity, just like share it, like. Put it on so they can hear it, and they be like, "Oh, maybe we might like it." Like, that's cool.
Because we are not your standard true crime podcast.
And like
we are very much so like we out here for everybody.
We don't want to be out here like
we know we not for everybody, But we out here.
We're
Right.
the quiet
We have a little something.
Yes.
We offer a little something.
Spread the word.
It's like you chilling with your homegirls
You know,
right now.
if you have
Yes.
cases that you want us to do, you
Please
can
share 'em
always
with us.
share them with us, whether it's a comment or you can email us at murkthemidwest@gmail.com. Please be on the lookout. We have some really big things planned for this season, and we can't wait to get them out there for you guys. And we love you.
Bye.
Bye.